Chapter 5 The Wiggly Tooth. When I was a little girl and my naughty little sister was a very little girl, we used to have an apple tree in our garden, and sometimes my naughty little sister used to pick the apples and eat them. It was a very easy thing to do because the branches were so low. So my mother told us we were not to pick the apples. My mother said, "It is naughty to pick the apples when they're growing up on a tree, because we want them to go on growing until they are ripe and rosy. And then we shall pick them and put them quite away for the winter time. If you want an apple," my mother said, "you must pick up a windfall and bring it to me, and I will watch it for you. As you know, windfalls are apples that fall off the trees onto the grasses." So one day, my little sister looked under the tree and found a nice big windfall on the grass, and she took it in for my mother to wash. When my mother had washed the apple and cut out the spinky bite where a little maggot had gone to life, my little sister sat down on the step to eat her big apple. She opened her mouth very wide because it was such a big apple, and she took a big bite. And what do you think happened? She felt a funny, cracky sort of feeling in her mouth. My naughty little sister was so surprised that she nearly tumbled off the step when she felt the funny cracking feeling in her mouth. And she put in her finger to see what the crackiness was, and she found that one of her nice little teeth was loose. So my naughty little sister ran indoors to my mother, and she said, "Oh dear, my tooth has gone all loose and wiggly. What should I do?" In a wily, winny voice, because at first she didn't like it very much. My mother said, "There's nothing to worry about. All your nice little baby teeth will come out one by one to make room for the big grown-up teeth. Have a look," said my naughty little sister. So my mother had a look, and then she said, "It's just as I thought. There's new little tooth peeping through already." So after that, my little sister had a loose tooth, and she used to wiggle it. And wiggle it with her finger. She used to wiggle it so much that the tooth got looser and looser. Then a nice wiggle came. My other little sister showed him the tooth, and she showed the milkman in the window cleaner man, and sometimes she used to climb to the mirror and wiggle it hard to show herself, because she thought that a loose tooth was a special thing to have. After a while, my mother said, "Your tooth is so very loose, and you had better let me take it out for you." But my naughty little sister didn't want to lose her lovely tooth because she liked wiggling it so much, and she wouldn't let my mother take it out at all. Then my mother said, "Well, pull it out yourself then." And my silly little sister said, "No, I like it like this." The next time the window cleaner man came, he said, "Isn't the toothy picked out yet?" And my naughty little sister said, "No, it's still there." And she opened her mouth very wide to show the window cleaner man that it was still there. And the window cleaner man said, "Why don't you pull it out? It hanging on the turret. It is dead." My naughty little sister told him that she liked to have it to wiggle and to show people. So the window cleaner man said, "You better take it to show the dentist." And my little sister said, "Why should she take it to the dentist?" Because she hadn't heard much about the dentist. And the window cleaner man, who know all about doctors and dentists and about how the sun moves and how the country flows, told my little sister about the dentist. How they look after people's teeth for them and made teeth for grown-up people who hadn't any of their own. The window cleaner man told the naughty little sister that his teeth were dentist teeth and they were much bigger than his old ones. And my naughty little sister was very interested, and she said she liked the dentist to see her wiggly tooth. So the next time, my mother said, "What about the tooth now, Mama?" My naughty little sister said, "I want to go to the dentist." My mother said, "Goodness me, surely it's losing that for you to pull out yourself now." But my naughty little sister started crying. "I want to go to the dentist. I want to go. I do!" in a miserable voice like that. So my mother said, "Very well then. I went to the dentist to see your teeth anyway, so we shall go as soon as he can see you." Well, now, the dentist was a very nice man. He said he thought he really better see the naughty little sister tooth right away. When my mother and my little sister arrived at the dentist, they had to wait in the waiting room with a lot of other people. My naughty little sister told all these people about her wiggly tooth, and she showed it to them. And they said, "Oh, the lucky child she was to have a shut wiggly tooth." When my naughty little sister turned to see the dentist, she was very pleased. She sat on his big chair and let him have a good look. The dentist said, "It's very nice tooth, old lady. I'm sorry you don't want to take it out." "I want it to wiggle it," said my little sister. Then my little sister asked all about making teeth and everything, and the dentist told her very nicely. "It's a pity you don't want to part with that tooth too," he said, "because I show just like a tooth like that for my collection. I collect really nice teeth," the dentist said. My naughty little sister thought and thought, and she couldn't help seeing how very nice it would be to have a tooth in the real collection. So, do you know what she did? She put her hand up to her mouth as quick, and then she said, "Here you are." And there, right in the middle of her hand, was her little tooth. She pulled it out, oh, her very self.